Profiles in Cinemania, Jeffrey Combs, in Celebram. Here at the Cinemania Society, we don't just spend all our time condemning the heretical and mind-bending for the unthankful general public, whom we spare the unrelenting nightmare of Cinemania, you're welcome. No, we also like to take a moment now and then to celebrate those people who make it all worthwhile. I'm talking about the talented individuals who can elevate a performance from perfunctory to spectacular and leave an indelible mark down the years. Jeffrey Combs is one such actor, one of the classic that guys of genre cinema and TV. If you've been watching the weird and out there for any length of time, you will have bumped into him sooner or later, even if you didn't realize it. Just as a show needs a million things to go right all at once, it needs a small army of people to make those things happen, all of whom have a specific niche to fill. From cameras to lights to makeup, everybody has their place. Jeffrey Combs has made it his business to have a place too, namely all of them. He's done theatre, film, TV, voice work, from traditional hand-drawn cartoons to the latest computer-animated spectacles. He has a way of seeming like a perfect fit wherever you put him. Born in Oxnard, California, and educated at the Pacific Conservatory of the Performing Arts, apparently someone told him that being versatile was key to staying in work as an actor, and he took it to heart. He has played more separate characters in various Star Trek series than probably anyone, and that's including multiple timelines and overlapping temporal causality events. You know, Star Trek stuff. In fact, his performance as the obsequious and deliciously slimy Weyoun in Deep Space Nine was so compelling that after he was killed in his first appearance, the writers decided they simply had to have him back and changed the entire species to include multiple clones. They had their cake and ate it too. They could bring him back and also kill him a few more times. That versatility and willingness to throw himself into any weird and wonderful situation meant that he was a go-to guy when they needed a new alien villain. And let's face it, they were mostly villains. I don't want to hear it from Enterprise fans, you bloody well know what I mean. Of course, we here at the Cinemania Society tend to breakfast upon the more esoteric croissants of a cosmic buffet laden with the unthinkable, and so to us he will always be first and foremost our beloved Herbert West, Reanimator. In 1985, controversial experimental horriblist Stuart Gordon got to direct Reanimator, an updated retelling of Lovecraft's twisted tale of chemical necromancy, and Jeffrey Combs was the perfect Herbert West. Scrawny but athletic, spry, energetic yet somehow world-weary all at once. Combs leapt off the screen and made an immediate impression, and this is in a movie with severed talking heads and syringes full of glowing goo that makes you crazy, so you know he had his work cut out for him there. In fact, he did such a good job of bringing the haunted and macabre West to glorious life, that they made 2 more sequels. This being the 80s, sequels to horror movies were as common as they were terrible, but right from the start of his career, Jeffrey Combs knew the golden rule. It doesn't matter if you're in something bad, you still have to be good in it. Soon he became a byword in weird cinema, appearing wherever an intimidating, driven personality prepared to do the unthinkable in order to achieve the unsayable was needed. You know, sometimes you just want the unsayable, and you just have to do the unthinkable to get it. We've all been there. In fact, he was so good at being bad that it might surprise you to know that he has a reputation for being supremely professional and charming with the fans. For someone who has made a life on the screen, he's not precious about it, and has said many times how much he enjoys hearing from the fans. And not because he wants to scoop out fresh brains for a sinister collection or anything. You can make a fine career out of acting if you're willing to put the work in, but far too few actors realize that means showing up and bringing your best to every role, large or small. Whether you're appearing one time in the background of an episode or carrying an entire movie, putting the work in means taking the role seriously and relishing every opportunity. Jeffrey Combs mastered that idea and ended up becoming a horror icon, a science fiction staple, and a superhero cartoon stalwart. And, to the knowledge of the Cinemania Society, he has not yet melted down brain matter into a handily injectable super serum in order to create a race of undead zombie flesh monsters. Please note that the Cinemania Society does not offer any legally bounded guarantee that Jeffrey Combs is not going to melt your brain matter into a handily injected super serum in order to create a race of undead zombie flesh monsters. If you or anyone you know have been affected by brain scooping or forbidden sciences that man was not meant to know, then please call the Cinemania Society immediately. With your help, Jeffrey Combs can be stopped. Profiles in Cinemania is a production of the Cinemania Society, LLC. This episode was written and performed by Andy Slack, music by Carl Casey at White Bat Audio.